Hello, welcome. My name is Clint Thacker, the Executive Director for the Animal Service Center in Mesilla Valley here in beautiful southern New Mexico, Las Cruces. We are here for the Conversation at the Center, April Conversation at the Center. It is April 1st, the first Friday of every month is when we do these. It came really quick, so glad that we were able to jump on. Reminder for this meeting went out at the beginning of the week, just like always. We got almost a week's notice. So we are, oh, somebody's joining us. So we're glad that you're able to join us. We did not get, or I did not get any emails for this, but I do have quite a bit I'd like to go over, just so if anybody's watching this, hopefully some questions can be answered. So on the rescue front, on 3/24, so March 24th, about 31-ish animals went out to Halo Animal Rescue in Arizona. We appreciate all that they do for us. On 4/14, April 14th, we have another rescue transport load going out to Halo in Arizona. And we have another goal for about 30 animals to be on that. We have on 4/3, we have, I have Fedwell down as a rescue. They're going to be taking 2 dogs. And then we had a good conversation in our managers meeting about having pet of the week for foster dogs. Because before we were kind of doing the long-term animals that are in our custody, but it was a great idea had by Amy. She's one of our rescue coordinators, and she's the one who does pet of the week. So I gave her the okay, absolutely. As long as you talk to the foster and they're good with their animal being pet of the week, because that does mean there's a possibility of having a lot of traveling back and forth to the center so people can see the animals, but that was a good idea for them. Also, April, today is the first day of our spring April adoption, I don't want to call it a program, but the adoption. Michelle, what am I trying to say? Help me out here.
Adoption promotion.
Promotions, thank you. I know that Bernice and Dr. Haddon and Michelle are sitting there screaming into their computer, promotion, everything that I can't say. I know they're sitting there screaming it for me. So our April promotion for springtime, kind of like a spring to action, fun girls, mean girls kind of thing, is $50 for all adoptions. We did half off adoptions from until March 31st for St. Patrick's Day. So we're glad to be doing $50 adoptions to the entire month of April. There's a flyer on our Facebook page that has more information if you're interested on that. Another one to go over is April 27th is National Free Cat Spay and Neuter Day. So we are working on doing it's not going to be free, but it will be a public cat spay. So we're working on how that's going to be working, but that's our goal, is to do some public spay or neutering. That's the program that we did suspend for a little while. And we've been gradually getting into it, contacting people in the past we know that have a whole bunch in their area. So to get things back up and going, we do want to hit that April 27th spot and recognize a great day nationally that other people are going to be working on. One of the things I want to hit are our offsites for April. We are going to be April 2nd, which is tomorrow. We're going to be at PetSmart with dogs and cats. On April 9th, we're going to be at Farmers Market. Hopefully there we're going to do really well. I know, Michelle, was it 2 weeks ago that all of our animals that went to offsites got adopted?
It was just this past weekend, I believe. It was farmers at farmers.
So
14.
That is fantastic. 14 animals left via adoptions, all large dogs, and some of those were foster animals. So we're grateful that we were able to get those out. And that was, so the 9th is Farmers Market. 4/16, April 16th. We're pending approval, but we want to work with Staples, and so we can get some animals out in that busy area there. And then 4/23 is PetSmart we're going to be at. And then on April 30th, we have some pending, trying to nail down the specifics, but we'd like to be out at NMSU and do some pet adopting or a little fun event out there, but that's also pending as well. Look at my notes here. I did want to report that we got a grant and we're working hard at it, and it's not very publicly known, but I want to give some shout outs to our people who are working with, we call it Operation Catapult. We worked in tandem with Animal Control, City Animal Control, and they identified that the Picacho Vista area is a high intake area for community cats. So we got a grant and we call it Operation Catapult. We're in these specific high areas of impound, and we do monthly clinics in the area, not only for community cats, but also if you have a dog and it's unvaccinated, we need to get all the animals as best we can vaccinated. So we have those monthly in those areas, and then we also have another arm of the catapult, and that is, like I said, the community cat. So currently we have somebody who goes out, traps cats, bring them in. It's on a weekly basis. And so far we've done 35 just in that trailer park area of spay neuter, and there's a bunch more. So we're grateful for everybody that's working so hard on that, and shout out to them. Specifically, I know Dr. Haddon and her team have taken the time out of their schedule, busy here at the center, and to go on these monthly clinics. And then also her surgical group and the spay neuter coordinator, Holly, work really hard in getting these cats in on prescribed schedule and doing the surgery for them. So thank you very much. We had a drive-through clinic this past month. I want to share you the totals that we have here. I brought it up, but I didn't share. So this is drive-through clinic totals from March 2022. As you can see, these are phenomenal numbers. Just look at those microchips, 549 microchips. That's more than some of the other places do in an entire year. And we did it in one afternoon. The rabies vaccine, 731 rabies. I love to see the DHPP vaccine so high at 622. That is phenomenal. That means we're getting some animals out there in the protection they need. The idea behind these is that we can have a more healthy population out in the public. So we appreciate all those. This is a huge undertaking. I'm not kidding you. If you think this is easy, this is months to work into it. In fact, everybody's still suffering from a little PTSD, and we're waiting to schedule the next one. So we don't want to bombard our staff yet with saying, hey, we're going to do this just next month, but it is going to be coming. We'd like to do another, at least 4 of them in a year, kind of once a quarter kind of a thing. So we are going to do it again. At the end, we did run out of, Doc, was it DHPP or Bordetella that we ran out of?
We ran out of the distemper parvo.
Yeah. Okay, so the DHPP vaccine that we ran out of.
Yeah.
And that was with me coming back to the center and getting all that we had here at the center and drove back out. So it was a phenomenal success, and we really do like doing them, even though they are hard. They are really hard to do. Okay. I do have a report that I like to show. The parking area here next, parking's been an issue at the ASCMV. The parking area that's under construction just to the west, or if you know where my office is, it's just next to that, the big fenced off area. That used to be our area where animal control would come in and impound the animals. And then the animals, after a little while, would go behind that into the center. And then the animals would snake through the kennel system into the far side, the far east side of our kennels, and that's where people would walk through for adoptions on just that side. However, everything had to be switched and flipped around. Now ACOs go over on the east side, impound there, and the animals kind of stay where they're at in their respective kennels. And with the exception of that far east kennel where the animals are all stray inside those kennels. So anyways, the reason why I tell you that is once we get this parking lot area back, we will be able to open up that area for public to walk back into without going through employee area onlys, and they can see the large dogs. However, it was going to be turned over to us this week, but I received an email from Jane's Corporation, that is who's building, they're the construction group building the new center. And I'm going to read you the exact email that I got. It says, "Good afternoon, Clinton. Here's an update on the service yard turnover for you all. We were originally projecting getting asphalted by the end of this week, but there was an issue with base course inspections, and they will have all inspections and paperwork over to us by end of this week. We should be able to asphalt early next week. Just wanted to give you all an update on that work." So that is the delay, is something to do with the inspection of the compactedness of the parking area. So hopefully, when they say early next week, I really hope that means Monday or Tuesday, and then we can get things going the end of the week, hopefully, to get a pathway back into that area. We have plans, and that's what I'd like to share with you now. Just hold on with 1 second while I grab something from my email. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing when I talk about a walkthrough for individuals. How it's going to happen is people are going to come into the main lobby. And I just want to be sure if you can see this. Michelle, can you see the screen, the picture for the map?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I'd hate to have to be talking this whole time and people are like, this doesn't make any sense. So people are going to walk into the front lobby and they're going to be told, or they're going to ask to see animals, to see, let's say they say they want to see large dogs. So instead of walking them through the kennels like we've always done, we're trying something new. And the reason why we're trying something new is the biggest complaint we received from our coworkers or the animal caregivers is it wastes their time when walking people through, because one, people, no matter how many times you tell them, they're still going to stick their fingers in the cage. And two, that the ones that are not interested in adopting, they just wanted to see what we have, or they're in the area and just wanted to look and see how the center's doing. So I felt like this was going to weed some of those individuals out and handle that concern that the animal caregivers had. So we're just going to let them know, we're going to give them a piece of paper. It's going to have the map of the center, similar to what you see here. We're going to say, read the warnings on the back and stay only in these areas you see. So they're going to walk around. This is the new parking lot that we're waiting to get paved. And so this is why people can't access it. For one, there's nothing right here. It's all fenced off in the construction area. So once the construction area is ours, the fence will be taken away. They walk around the parking lot and they come into, this is called the A kennel. And they look at all the animals in the A kennel. And then we're going to keep this door open and they walk into our B kennel and they can see the dogs in here. Now there are other kennels that they're not going to be allowed into. And back here is our M kennel. It's our medical kennel. These are animals under the current medical care. They are not available for adoption. And here in C is it's C, right? Yeah, our C kennels. We're seeing a little bit of sickness coming up here in C. So we've elected from when they come into the public here, animal control impounds them here, and then they get transferred into this kennel here, and then they get put in this kennel here. So these are our two healthiest kennels. There's a lot of dogs in these two kennels. People can see what they want. We're going to have little pencils, scrap paper. They write down the animal number, and we're going to have staff in these areas. There's a computer in this room. Staff can look up and see if anybody has any questions. They can grab that number, look it up, and answer the questions they may have. If they want to see the animal, then they can take the animal back into our 3 kennels. They'll have to come out and walk around this way and see those animals. We also have animals down here in a green tent area. but we're getting cement poured. And so that is also a construction area. So currently right now, those dogs are not able to be seen. And once all that is completed, we can include that into an area where they can walk around. The nice thing about that one is with the cement poured, people can just walk around the kennels instead of going inside the kennels. So we're just waiting for that to be completed. If nobody's in the kennels to help them, the people can just walk back to the front lobby. It's not a long ways. It's just around this corner bend. Walk back into the lobby and ask the front staff to tell us about the dog because they have the animal service, they have the animal number, and they can complete it. So again, this area is the cat room. So the cat rooms are all open like they have been. And this is the small medium breed dog room. And it's always open as it has been. So in other words, we're going to be opening back up to the public. This is more animals that have ever been seen ever here at the ASCMV. Generally, it was only these two areas. If you remember, like I said, animal control come over here, impound, the animals get brought in here, and then the animals snake their way, the dogs, over into this area. So these were the only two kennels that were available for the public to walk through for adoption. And we are now opening it up to these two large kennels and this one. So it is more animals. From the ASCMV staff, is there any questions or anything you want to talk about on this?
I have one thing to add that don't forget that appointments are still available for other animals if they choose to make an appointment instead of walk through.
Correct. Thank you very much for that. We are keeping our appointment based. Now, if these right here, if they want to see something right then, we are going to do our best to accommodate them. But it is no longer mandatory to have an appointment to see an animal, but we do suggest it. If you go online, see an animal you like, and it is available, call and make an appointment. That's still the best way to see it. And we tell people that is the best way, and we encourage them. So speaking of the new center, we are currently at a 50% completed percentage for the center. And the meeting yesterday that Bernice attended for me, thank you very much, Bernice, while I ran that dog up to TRC, is October 2022 is our completion date. It was September 2022, but because of some raw material issues with doors and roofing, it had to be pushed back because of the delay to get those. So there's some items that are really hard to get and significant delay on them. So October 2022 is the new completion date. As I look at my notes, I believe that's all I have. Michelle, do you have anything you'd like to address?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Haddon, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Yeah. And Bernice, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I just had a question going back to opening up the center. You had mentioned that we no longer need to make appointments, but is that effective as of now or not until we get everything into place?
Good question. It's not going to be until we get everything in place. They're still required. If you want to see, until we switch over to this, people do need to make appointments calling in. We are open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 12 to 4 for people to come and walk in, and they will have to wait until an individual can help them see the animal, until staff can see the animal.
Okay, that was all. Thank you.
Yep. Well, I don't see any other questions coming up, and I don't have any other emails. We'd like to say thank you to everybody for attending. If you would like to send any questions, just send it to me at cthacker@las-cruces.org, and please put some type of heading that it's for a conversation at the center, so I know it's not a question I had to answer right then. And we can send it anytime because I have a folder that I save them in, print them out as well, so don't be afraid to do that. And I believe that's all. Thank you all very much. Again, this is the first Friday of every month we do this, and we send a reminder out or post it on Facebook 1 week before it comes. So thank you. Have a fantastic April, and we'll see you later.